This is the Super Parent Syndrome, and I am your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. Today's topic is, I cleaned the list. Sit back, relax, let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
So folks, here's the thing. I just went through a purge, and I've been doing a purge in a lot of different areas. So when we had this baby about 8 weeks ago, actually, 8 weeks ago, just before we had her, I basically cleaned out my office, and I took care of all the stuff, all my seminar notes that I've been hanging on to for a special day. I took all my books and cut them in half, basically just getting the ones I absolutely needed. You know, just kind of a purge of all this unnecessary junk. So I'm minimalized, okay, and just totally redid my office. I've been doing that in multiple other areas. I've explained in the past where I've taken all my outfits, and instead of having all my different clothes, I cut it down to 22 articles of clothing. It was a blog I had read where I'd been challenged to do that, and so I took upon myself to do that. So it simplifies things in every walk of life, and guess what I did so far? This last week, I sent five emails out to my basically my funnel. 5 emails to all my potential clients. 5 emails to everybody who had expressed interest in the Super Parent Syndrome, my chiropractic office, and my coaching. And I sent them 5 emails telling them to sign up for one of 3 things. 1, either sign up for my daily email. Okay. 2, sign up for my weekly chiropractic email. Or sign up for 3, my weekly podcast email. Now, I'm going to include those links in the show notes, so if you are wanting to get back on the list, that's there for you. Otherwise, I wanted to stop wasting energy and intention and power and what say you for all those that did not want this. So I will tell you this, that what I just did was a huge marketing no-no. Because here's the thing, in business, when you get permission to send people your information, you hang on to that with dear life. You don't drop that. You don't abandon them. You don't stop sending them stuff. You don't stop sending them stuff until they remove themselves. And I don't fly like that, because here's what I want. I don't want to serve anybody who just has a credit card. I want to serve people who want to make change in their lives. And the last thing I want to do is have somebody be like, yeah, I was part of this daily email list, and yeah, there's some good stuff on there, but I didn't really get anything out of it. Well, screw them. So what I said is, if they can open an email address and click onto another list and sign up for the new thing, then they're going to stay on. Otherwise, no way, Jose. So, broke it up into 3 lists. Weekly, daily, whatever it might be. And I hope that all of you are on my daily list, because guess what? I'm going to be starting to put some true intention into this. Now, I will tell you this. It was a absolute business disaster, meaning I've taken my list and basically they released about 70% of themselves. I took a huge list and it cut it down to just a few hundred. And that's some scary stuff. And I knew it was going to happen, so I was prepared for it. But at the same time, business-wise, it kind of scares the hell out of you. But here's the thing. I don't want to serve those people who are just kind of passively watching from the sideline. I don't want to serve those that are just kind of what we call mentally masturbating. They're just passively listening here and there as they chose. I want people who are engaged. I want people who are listening. I want people who are involved. And that's you. Dear listener, that is you. And I am excited to push you. So guess what? I'm going to be starting talking about some pretty uncomfortable stuff. Meaning I'm going to be talking about sex. I'm going to be talking about having kids. I'm going to be talking about not liking our kids. I'm going to be talking about financial woes and budgeting. Because for a while there, this summer, I got a little down on myself because things were just so tough at times. That came down to be like, well, why on earth would I be in a position to do this podcast, to even offer coaching, to do stuff like this when I can't even manage my own life? Because I can tell you this, 5 kids, a business, coaching on the side, being a spouse, these are tough things. It's a crapshoot every day. It is hard. And then it came down to the fact that I've never once complained or professed to be the perfect parent. In fact, this whole podcast is about the parent that is almost overwhelmed. The Super Parent Syndrome is for the person that is trying to do it all. The person that's trying to take care of aging parents, to take care of their kids, to be working on their own, to be still trying to work out and be spiritual and be a good lover or partner. that's just trying to do it all and is stressed and overwhelmed at times for this. And so, yeah, we're going to be real. We're going to be raw. I'm going to try to get my wife on this podcast 10 times more than she had been in the past. I'm going to do all these things because here's the thing. Otherwise, we feel just so alone out there. It can be downright depressing. It can be downright frustrating. And we can't even talk to anybody about this. Well, screw that. We can't hear. Screw that. I have an office where I allow people to just come in and just vent their frustrations because otherwise nobody's listening. Nobody is going out of their way to tell you how messy life is, that kids poop themselves and they poop up their back, and at the same time you're going to be getting collection calls, or you're going to be worried about your own health, and yet you have to put yourself at the very last person to be handled because you're so worried about everybody else. You'll be talking about maybe how your spouse has anxiety or stress, or they're looking at porn, or they're drinking too much, or whatever it might be, and you're just frustrated because you have no idea where to go and who to turn to. And the frustrating part is you already have the answers. Sorry about that. You already have the answers inside of you. In fact, the sign of a good coach is not somebody who's going to tell you what to do, but is going to help you understand that you already know what to do, and that gives you the courage or the belief that you can do this. I'm that person for you folks. I see great power in all of you. And I can tell you this, I used to be the person who would try to tell people what to do. And then it came down to, there's no way I can help save people. It comes down to helping you realize you already have the answer, and you already know what to do, and then you got to do it for you. So folks, that's what this is going to be about. I'm going to be asking you the right questions. And so it comes down to this. Just like I purged in my life to get rid of people wasting my energy. And it may not be direct energy. You might say it didn't cost me any extra time or energy to put a podcast for 6,000 people only instead of 2,000 people. You're right. But that still is a currency there. It's still karma. It's still energy currency out there. And I took away all of that to focus on the 2,000 that did matter. So if this jived with you, where in your life are you going to do that? It could be as simple as your clothes. It could be as your pantry. I don't care. It could be as big as some relationships or friendships. Or it could be monumentous as something in business or your spouse. But just know that we're here for you. But figure that out. Where are you wasting this energy? Where are you wasting this time and effort and intention? And what are you going to do about it? So this is Dr. Nick Fanning, restarting yet again the Super Parent Syndrome. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.